Wage enables, we can provide a lot of support. It's not just the money. At an early stage, it's more the money that is required, and there's a lot of time, effort, industry collaborations, science, and whatever you need. We hope that we can help plug those gaps, and that's what we spend a lot of our time doing. So I'm going to throw the question out to the rest of the panelists in terms of what can you provide to the entrepreneurs, the startups, apart from straight cash. And I'm going to start with Chris this time.
Yeah.
Mix it up a bit.
So my partner and I we kind of have two very distinct backgrounds. So mine on the medtech side, like I've started multiple companies. I've gone through exactly what, if you are building a medtech company, like what you're doing from the engineering side to the BD corporate strategy side. So just kind of helping on that end, whether it's connections to, hey, this is the right person that you might want to use for XYZ. So, sorry if there's any regulatory consultants in the room, but I mean, you could really get screwed on. People aren't in the business of making money as consultants, and so no fault to themselves, but you gotta, use people you trust, and obviously you have to be nimble as a startup. So that end, I think we also have a very good network of other VCs that we lean on, like everyone else here. And maybe I didn't answer this question. We're happy to lead a deal, but we're more than happy to co-invest with other VCs as well. So connections to other people just that we know kind of have an appetite for that specific type of company maybe you're starting. And my partner sold into hospitals for one of his companies that he started. So in that, he's very value added in terms of connections on selling in hospitals and more of the kind of tech companies. But so we don't really have a huge brand. We're just two guys that started companies and luckily made a little bit of money that we could start investing our own, and then other people want to invest alongside us. So for us to get into deals, we have to be very value added on the cap table for that other entrepreneur that gives us that reference. Sequoia is great. Yeah, they have huge check sizes, but they're not going to do anything for you. We'll say that.
Great answer, Chris. Thank you.
So yeah.
Mackenzie?
Yeah. So I'm just going to answer this from two perspectives. One is, so I'm an entrepreneur in residence at Rock Health, and that's a position. It's sort of like a fellowship for entrepreneurs building their next company. And so I will say that prior to this, I built a company actually in the consumer hardware space, and I raised venture funding for it. And one thing that I looked for when I was raising money that also attracted me to Rock Health then as I entered the healthcare space was a fund that could add more than, of course, just capital, that also had great experience and ideally a great legacy in the space. And so extending that to what I'm doing now with Rock Health, one thing that I think makes Rock Health really special in the digital health category is that it has a great legacy of first being an accelerator about 10 years ago when digital health was very, very nascent. And they really saw an opportunity, and our founders decided to build something that would help grow the category. Now in 2018, we're hitting what we call the middle innings of the digital health category in general. We're seeing almost $6 billion flow into the category last year. We're seeing a lot of mega deals. And so that's a really great thing to have seen this space, from the very beginning and until, this moment, which is a really exciting moment in the category. So for me as an entrepreneur, I really appreciate that about Rock Health and hope that that's something other entrepreneurs appreciate as well.
So your incubator, what support does that provide?
Yeah, we used to be an accelerator, and now we're a venture fund. Yeah.
Okay, great. Go, Mike. I imagine you leverage all the university's capabilities. Is that where you
Yes, that's true, but actually that's where the work starts after that, actually, because I think what happens is you obviously want to leverage the maximum that you can from our university partners, so from a laboratory perspective. But then once these opportunities mature, especially as it gets into a company, I think some of the comments that Chris mentioned, whether it's regulatory or, really we touch any kind of operational component of a small early stage company across all those domains I described. So it keeps us, pretty busy ourselves. But from a mission perspective, we don't have an expectation because we do participate so early and really at the laboratory level. We have no expectation that this scientist should be a rock star entrepreneur from day one. And if that is our expectation, it's not fair to not provide the help. So we try to come in ourselves, or we augment it through consultants or other partners that we have to provide the support that is necessary. And we even have our own lab space. We'll put them in that if we need to. It really just depends on the need of the company.
Thank you. Atul?
Sure, we're a little bit larger than most of the what you would consider investors. So if you look at our core team, we have about 14 professionals. So these are the scientists, engineers, in addition to the consultants and all that. So we actually play a very much a hands-on, roll up your sleeves kind of active role. In many cases, we are the entire management team. In other cases, we'll be actively supporting the management team. And I think it's across the board, right? Whether it's regulatory. I mean, I think we actually are pretty active from a business development point of view, very, very early in the process, because to us, the feedback that you get from potential partners is really important from a development point of view. We actually write grants. We've had over 25 grants across our technologies, which we've written, as well as playing all of the normal roles you would expect. That's required for.
You're very hands-on then, basically.
We are.
You have to be, because you're going very, very early, even
Yes.
at an idea stage.
Absolutely.